Welcome to Stargate SG-1 for the first time, still not a Star Trek podcast. My name is Jeff Aiken, and I'm watching Stargate SG-1 for the first time.
And I'm Brent Allen, and I'm watching Stargate SG-1 for the 47th time, but for the first time, I am looking for what Stargate is trying to teach us, delivering those good sci-fi messages. You know, those ones that give us hope that things can be better in the future. Maybe they hold up a mirror to society and show us just how ugly we are. Or perhaps, how about here's how to be good human beings to one another.
Speaking of human beings, we're going to get a look inside of one, I think, in this 21st episode of the third season, Crystal Skull, because I think we're going to see a human crystal skull. My prediction was that it's going to have some message, maybe have some frequencies or something that disrupt things, and they got to get to it. It'll have some big, meaningful message for our SG-1 crew. Do you, Brent, have any meaningful, fun messages for us? Pre-sci-fi messages, just episode messages.
Oh, I've got a few. A nice little couple heads up. 21st episode, penultimate episode of the season. Wow, season 3. Season 3, done, gone. Man.
It's so good.
Original air date, March 8th, 2000 on Showtime, a few days earlier over in England, or the UK, I should say, not just England. The teleplay here credit goes to show creator Brad Wright. However, the story credit goes to two guys, Jared Paul, poor guy with two first names, and Michael Greenberg. Now, this trio of Brad Wright, Jared Paul, and Michael Greenberg have worked together before. They brought us the episode Message in a Bottle. Jeff, you remember that's the one with the little sphere alien device that shot out little rods from all over the place, caught O'Neill in the arm. That one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, Jared Paul, well, let's talk about Michael Greenberg first. You already know about Brad Wright. Michael Greenberg's been around for a while. He's more than just a story guy on a couple of episodes. He's actually been one of the show's producers since Children of the Gods on every single episode. Started in season 1 being credited as a co-executive producer, elevated to just the role of executive producer starting in season 2. I'm not really sure why one's better than the other, but there you go. And he's going to maintain that role through the end of season 8.
Wow.
Now, the reason he gets that credit is because he co-owns a production company with Richard Dean Anderson called Gecko Productions, which, if you watch the show, it's one of the nameplates that comes up at the beginning and end of every episode.
Okay.
Sometimes we cut them off here, but if you're out there watching, if you guys watch this SG-1, it's going to come up every single episode. So that's Michael Greenberg. Now, Jared Paul, on the other hand, not an executive producer, not a director, seems to just be a friend.
All right.
A friend that hangs around, and they've done a few things together. However, I got to tell you, checking him out on IMDb, he's got tons of small roles through the 90s and the early aughts, even some through the teens here, but little bit roles. I don't know if you ever watched the show Monk with Tony Shalhoub. He was Monk's neighbor.
Okay.
On Seinfeld, he was Darren, Kramer's intern in that one episode.
Oh yeah,
Kramer. That's him.
Oh, okay.
He was in an episode of Buffy. You know, just bunch of stuff. Usually a lot of one-off kind of things. So anyway, that's the trio of how this is written. Jeff, I will tell you when we get to that spot, which understandably is going to have to happen after we watch the episode today. There is a rather lengthy God check coming up for this episode.
Oh, okay. Like for the God from the episodes.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we do like our God Goddess check, like this one will be lengthy, and I think it's fun. We're gonna dive into it. I think it's gonna be a whole lot of fun. So
cool. That'd be awesome.
Well, Jeff, with that being said, then let's waste no more time. Why don't we jump into this episode? What do you say?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, hey, listen, if you're joining us for the very first time, because every episode is somebody's first time, welcome. You're amazing. You're awesome. The way this works is Jeff and I are going to go watch the episode right now. If you're hanging out with us here on YouTube, just stick around. You're going to catch our reaction. We're going to do a full-on reaction video to this. If you want the full unedited version of this reaction, head over to our Patreon page at
patreon.com/badnerds.
If you're listening to us on a podcasting app, we're about to meet you on the other side. You're going to gate into the future where I'm going to share my first-time reactions. Brent is going to share the sci-fi messages he found. And a pretty exciting God Goddess moment, God Goddess check. We're going to get all that here in just a moment as we gaze into a crystal skull.
How do you know we're gazing into it?
That's just what you do, I guess, with skulls. I haven't really spent a lot of time handling skulls, so I don't know.
All right, well, let's watch an episode.
That's a cool looking spot for a gate.
Right at the exit of the pyramid, yeah?
Yeah.
I know of no gold structure of that magnitude.
Definitely Mayan. This is a major find. I have to see this.
Any signs of life there?
There is a breathable atmosphere, sir, but no complex life signs. Well, look at these readings, sir. These are leptons.
Get out.
That means something inside this pyramid is slowing down neutrinos. Normally, neutrinos pass right through ordinary matter, no matter how dense.
It's true.
I mean, something like 500 million billion just passed through you.
No matter how dense.
Now, a material that slows neutrinos could change everything we know about physics, the formation of the universe.
Wait a minute, Sam. Get closer. On that.
Enhance?
It's a human crystal skull.
Human skull.
No, that's a crystal skull.
How do you know?
Because it's exactly like the one found in 1971 in Belize by my grandfather.
Dun dun dun! What you didn't know is he is the grandson of Indiana Jones.
I was going to say, it looks a little Jonesian.
He claimed that it possessed a certain power.
What kind of power?
That if one were to look into the eyes of the skull, one would be teleported to see aliens.
Aliens. It's a crystal
Your
skull
grandfather saw these
Stargate.
aliens.
So he insisted to the entire academic community.
I take it his claim didn't go over very well.
As you might imagine, no. He tried for years under controlled conditions to make the skull teleport him again to where the aliens lived, but he never could.
Doesn't mean he wasn't right.
I just really quick want to do an impression of his clinical trials.
Okay.
For years, he did that.
I recommend limited exposure, 10, 15 minutes at most.
Yeah, my
Wait a
guess
minute,
is
that's
not
enough
good.
time. I mean, there has to be some sort
Right.
of radiation suit or...
Hey, if you'd been listening, you'd know that Nintendo's passed through everything.
Nintendo's.
I love how Sam's just like, hey, he heard part of the word. Like, that's great. That's cool. It's cool looking.
Whoever the builders are, they would appear to be a formidable race.
You could fit every pyramid on Earth inside this thing and still have room to spare.
It's a Dyson pyramid.
It's
I did a good
identical to the
job.
one Nick discovered in Belize.
Can you determine if it is a means of transport, as your grandfather believed?
Yeah, hold on. Let me stare into its eye sockets.
I can't be sure. There's no writings of any kind on the pedestal.
It's slowing down these neutrinos. We can change the face of physics.
Yeah, that
like a
green
living
screen
thing.
work is
It's-
amazing.
Yes, it's a
Wonder how
green
far
screen
down
over here.
that
It's
is.
slowing it down.
Daniel Jackson.
Sir, radiation is spiking. It's at 300%.
She can tell that with her Nokia tricorder.
That's it. We're out of here.
No, Daniel's out of here. That might not have been the smartest thing to do. Now his body's here and his brain
Where'd he
is
go?
somewhere else. Inside the skull.
He seemed to disappear.
Oh, they don't see it.
Sir, these readings are off the scale now. If we don't leave here soon,
Uh-oh.
Liam, get out of there!
I like how you can tell he's like running in place.
Yeah.
Just run in place, Silk, on the treadmill.
I think we got you.
You know, it's too bad they don't have like caller ID like, prior to the gate opening.
Good on Jack for
First
being
up,
able to
good job.
fireman's carry her that far with the radiation going on.
All right, so Jeff, you understand, and I think correctly, something happened to Daniel, and he's, as far as they can tell, he's disappeared.
But we saw
Gone.
his body still there.
We saw him right there,
Mm-hmm.
but he's gone. Are we going to count this as a Daniel death?
I don't know yet.
I don't think so.
Got to wait and see, because like if we
Well,
go back and he gets up, then
Well, but our whole thing is supposed to be Michael Shanks has to die on screen, right? Like is that the?
I gotta see what comes of this. Like if literally they go to the next scene and he like gets up and he's like, "Hey, where'd everybody go? Where am I?" He didn't die. But if he just kind of stays down,
I mean-
we count it maybe. At this point, he just went
But-
down. He's getting radiated right
Okay.
now.
I mean-
Disappearing isn't dying.
So like if the body stays down, but like soul gets up,
Yeah, that's
or
death.
whatever.
That's
Okay,
like the
okay.
definition of death.
Okay, all right. I'm just trying to clarify because sometimes it's a little not so cut and dry.
The skull enveloped him in an energy field. I fired my Zetnyakatel, but it was too late. He seemed to disappear.
What?
Did you not hear me?
Tilk's face looks chubbier than it did last week.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, like it's
Does it?
really.
He's been hitting that craft services table between scenes, huh?
He's been hitting it with the force of a staff weapon. Yeah, see, he's up and up. It's not. To Tilk, it might be.
What happened? Where is everybody?
Why are are you giving me the silent treatment?
Right?
It's not the first time it's happened to Daniel.
You just ran right through me.
Someone running right through him.
Suddenly I have visions of that Roe and Geordie LaForge episode.
Right. How is he not falling through the floor?
And every other sci-fi show that's done
What the
we've
hell is going
phased
on?
out of whatever.
Yes, almost identical to the Nicholas Ballard skull in the Smithsonian.
There you go. There you go.
He doesn't know it was found on P7X377.
Actually, the craftsmanship is very impressive. It's probably made in Germany, early 1800s. What I don't understand is what it has to do with Daniel being missing.
We believe it to be a teleportation device.
Are you serious?
Jeff, hold on.
That's good, Robert. Be skeptical.
We were hoping your archaeological expertise could help provide insight into where he may have been sent.
That's a great place to pause this. All right, Jeff, 10 points if you can tell me where you know this guy from.
Oh, I'm not going to score the points.
You have seen him in SG1 before. It's the screen scratch.
It is pretty great.
I would like to apologize to the actor. I'm sorry. This is just not the spot to pause a video.
Honestly, don't apologize. This is a real like highlight of his skill. Look how he's just like, yeah, this feels
Dude,
good.
his eyes are going like two different directions from the angle right here. Like
He is loving it.
By
When we saw Dude before, was he in makeup?
No.
No? Yeah.
Nope.
I'm not remembering
Okay.
him.
Do you remember the episode when Daniel? It wasn't too long ago. He quit the SGC.
Yes.
He
It was
was-
after Sha'Ray died, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
This was the guy that replaced him briefly on SG1, and everybody was like, "Really, this guy?" That's
Okay,
who's
yeah.
this.
And he's a big Daniel fan. He was a student of Daniel's.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's how
It's a
memorable he
skull.
was.
Not that skeptical.
So if I'm Daniel and I know I can, you're going to get fired. But if I'm Daniel, I know I can stand on the floor. I know I can lean on the table. I'm going to try writing. But also sci-fi phased.
Yeah. Now he's got to try to commune with the spiritual in the meditative device.
In case I don't ever get the chance to say this, if you hadn't come back for me, I might have been stuck in that place forever.
I hear gratitude. That is the secret weapon that will connect us to the world you
Is there
are
someone
in.
present?
Yes.
Yes, it's me. It's Daniel. I'm right
Say
here.
thank you again.
I'm right here.
The
Just
episode is going to
don't
culminate
walk
with him singing
through me.
Dankeschön.
Very
Oh,
disconcerting.
Tilk Dankeschön. I wonder if they filmed this with them together during those parts or if the two shots were to separate them, because that'd be really weird. Be like, I don't hear you right here.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, so do they just do it with body doubles while they're shooting each plate?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it actually the two guys right there?
That is exactly what Daniel was doing when he was absorbed by the energy field.
That's what I've been trying to tell him. Wait a minute, I'm not hungry or thirsty. Why not? Because I'm dead? What?
Did anybody else feel that?
What?
What if I'm a ghost?
Strong emotional
Just feeling the
expressions.
after effects of the radiation?
Thank you. I'm
No, I
dead.
think-
Pushes enough that they can kind of start to feel him. Tap into his emotions.
I can't believe I'm going to suggest this, but what about Daniel's grandfather?
Nick?
Well, he claimed that the skull teleported him somewhere. He may be the only person who actually knows where Daniel is.
I'm not so sure, Major. I've already taken the liberty of looking him up.
Oh, you did.
He did.
His current address is a psychiatric institution in Oregon.
Oh, look
Psychiatric.
at that.
Apparently, his failure to prove the crystal skull was more than just a curiosity caused a severe mental breakdown from which he's never been able to fully recover. Nick checked himself in.
Such a warm and welcome room. With two chairs and nothing.
You know who this guy is, Jeff? He's
Daniel followed my footsteps.
You must be very proud.
He made a fool of himself.
Jan
He
Rubes,
staked
Mighty
his
Ducks
entire
man.
academic career on his belief that the great pyramids of Egypt were made by aliens. I told him to forget all that nonsense.
It wasn't nonsense, I was right.
He lost his apartment, his research grant. He hasn't published a paper in 2 years.
Well, he's
Now,
been
where
busy.
is he? Where is he now?
In a way, that's what this is all about. We wanted to hear exactly what happened to you back in '71 when you first found the skull.
Because we found another skull, identical to the one you found in Belize.
Show me.
It's classified.
I'm a crazy old man.
If you don't, then I won't tell you anything.
There you go. Nothing to lose.
They can get him out of there, right?
Totally.
It is up to you.
Well, I mean, he checked himself in. I guess, can he not check himself out? Like,
Anytime he wants.
A civilian who spent the last 20 years of his life in a psychiatric institution.
That's perfect.
Exactly.
No one will believe
Who's gonna
anything he
believe him if
says.
anything.
Right? Yeah.
Colonel, you walk a fine line
daily.
Thank you, sir.
Hammond.
That's the president, right? Gets the red
I
phone.
know you can't hear me, but thank you.
Absolutely. Kayla, sweetheart, this is Grandpa. Isn't this past your bedtime?
You should probably leave, Daniel.
I'd love to come to see you in your school play tomorrow night, sweetheart, but can't.
Nope. Mm-mm.
You
get
go,
there.
Hammond. You go.
Well,
You've
a
got
very
other people
close
that
friend
can.
of mine is lost.
Oh.
Yes, he's a very close friend.
That's kind of okay right there. Like,
I hope so too.
still, those little girls need their grandpappy.
Yeah. That's a good way to say that, though.
Yeah.
A good friend of mine is not just I gotta work, but like
Exactly. I got a stake in this, and they need me.
Yeah.
You have been there, haven't you?
You mean Belize?
No. That was
The
the
world.
ruins of the temple where I found the skull. That's all gone, collapsed. I am talking about a cavern.
Do you know the location of this cavern?
Nowhere on this earth.
He's been there.
It was so enormous that the light of my torch never reached the bottom.
Yes, but how did you get there?
I don't know how I got there. A field of energy surrounded me, and suddenly I was simply there. And then they came.
They?
Giant aliens. They flew around me like specters.
Now you know why no one
And
believed
then they spoke. Uya woling woling wetail.
That's my the
That's
enemy of my
mine.
enemy.
My enemy is my friend. Yes, but what does it mean?
I was afraid to answer. I just closed my eyes. And suddenly I found myself back again under the temple in Belize. And the ground was shaking as in an earthquake. And I just grabbed the skull and climbed out, and everything collapsed.
So I would think that
Wow.
it's an enemy of the Gould, the enemy of my enemy, but the Tauri weren't really on the radar at that point in 71.
So,
Or were they?
I mean, not to the Gould. I mean, the Gould certainly knew who the Tauri were. Well, the Tauri, I guess, was lost.
Yeah.
You know, they certainly understood humanity. I mean, so clearly Nick is in a temple that is on Earth, teleported him to potentially this place where they actually went.
Mm-hmm.
You know, via the Stargate. But I'm going the long way around this. Humanity, at least the Tauri humanity, would not have known or understood or began gate travel yet. So
Yeah. So it's some other
Yeah.
thing. And also I'm thinking, it's like, he says giants. Pyramids are giant, like kilometer high, you know, and
Yeah.
massive. So that checks out. But I'm just curious what they would see in a human, in a Tauri human, and say, oh, you're the enemy of my enemy.
Mhm.
Curious about that.
I am sorry for not adopting you when your parents died.
You were traveling all over the world.
It wasn't your fault.
I was 8 years old. How could it be my fault?
I am sorry, allowing my obsession to drive me to madness. Would you forgive me?
It's been able to see him all along.
You can see me?
Jeff, buddy, we have to have a talk.
Uh-oh.
Look at me.
Okay.
You're not doing it right. Shoot. You're supposed to have a big reaction when you realize that he can see him.
So I didn't react.
You just stood there the whole time. You're like, I can see him all along.
Yeah, because it was obvious from when he was in the institution.
All right, we're going to go back and you're going to do this the right way, okay?
I'll do it the right way. Okay.
All right.
Yes, Daniel, I
What?
can
Why didn't you say something?
see. You're not real, so it doesn't mean anything.
No, Nick, I'm real.
Can you believe
I'm
it?
real.
Is that, oh my God.
You're not hallucinating.
Is that better?
Hallucinations always say that.
Not this time, Nick.
It's a
Feel
joke.
like
it's a joke.
The skull. The
I feel
skull.
like it was kind of telegraphed the whole time.
It's a joke, guys. Relax. We're just messing around, okay? There's no one specific that's directed to. It's just a joke. Chill.
More of a group. Whoops.
It's just a joke.
And not this group, by the way. It's more of a public.
I got a message from Mega the other day who was just telling me about some of the responses he gets on
Really?
his stuff. Oh yeah. He's like, you react to the wrong stuff or you don't react to the right stuff.
Right.
He's like, people, man, have like hardcore. Yeah, it's been telegraphed the whole way. So
Yeah, and I think,
you know,
kind of obviously, but
I will tell you though, I do remember my first watch of this. I kind of had a suspicion, but when he turned over his shoulder and looked at him, I do remember going like, I knew it. I knew it. Like I do remember having a little bit more of a visceral response to that. Anyway,
Daniel is here.
Here?
Jack.
Repeat what I'm saying. I'm standing right beside you.
Standing right beside you.
He's lost a few pounds.
Jack, don't be an ass.
Jack, don't be an ass.
Oh, what, Daniel? Now you're here?
Daniel?
Yes, we have to go back to the planet, and we have to let the skull finish what it started.
We must go back to the planet.
Planet.
Not a word, sir, I swear.
Daniel told me all about the Stargate.
Oh.
We must replace the skull on the pedestal so that the giant aliens will come. Something must have interrupted this process.
Like a Zat gun.
Why didn't you say something sooner?
I thought I was hearing voices. It wouldn't have been for the first time.
I've been living in a sanatorium for 20
Forgive
years.
me, but why are you the only person who can see him?
Perhaps because
I
I
was
went
there.
through the same experience.
Sometimes that's who you
Now,
need
General
to
Hammond,
really
if we go
see
back
and
right now,
understand
he
you.
might be able to see his granddaughter's school play after all.
General Hammond, if you let us go now, you may be able to see your granddaughter's play.
I was alone in my office when Kayla phoned.
That's not creepy.
Dr. Jackson, are you absolutely certain you and SG-1 can safely return to the planet?
Say yes.
Yes.
Also, I'm wrong a lot, but we're not going to bring that up.
Daniel said you should come along to make it work.
Wait, I never said that. You're taking advantage of me.
Yes.
Yep.
I like his grandfather.
So this is what you have been doing these past few years.
That's why you haven't published a paper in a few years.
Then, behind that, there is another world.
Please don't fall, dude. You are old and have the balance of
Sitting
a
in that-
top.
Been sitting in that little metal chair for a long time.
That dude has the balance of a top that is not spinning. That particular crystal skull doesn't feel like it has the weight of what an actual crystal
Now
skull
we
would.
must wait for the giant aliens.
That just has a
Alien.
nice ring to it.
General
Can
Hammond.
you wait that long? Like, there's a lot of
Understood, Colonel. Proceed.
radiation going on.
I like how his hair is blowing, like wind is coming from.
Oh, even that's good.
Yeah.
Took's jacket.
Sir, radiation's climbing again.
This is incredible.
Daniel said to let it happen.
That's a lot of trust.
You're trusting some old man who just called you an asshole, and suddenly we're supposed to let us be bombarded with radiation.
Daniel.
Sam.
Sam. It worked.
O'Neill,
Uh-oh. Oh, he's gone.
Major Carter.
Now Tilk's gone.
No, they're all gone.
Carter?
Except
It appears that we're out of phase like Daniel, but Teal'c isn't.
Why?
The junior.
You're asking me?
General Hammond, I was not teleported with the others.
Return to base immediately.
Ah, that's enemy of my enemy because he was able to phase.
now, can they go and hit the DHD, send a GDO signal, and get through themselves if they have to? Oh, there he is.
Oh my god.
It's Jason Ironheart.
Hello. What's your
Let's go with
name?
that.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
I know what it's saying. Why is it saying that?
It didn't affect Teal'c. Why?
Because he's Jafar.
He's carrying a symbiote. The ghoul. We are enemies of the ghoul.
Keep talking.
Hey, for what
We're-
it's worth,
we're
that's Chris
travelers.
Judge's
We come in
voice.
search of friendship.
Oh, really?
We'd like to exchange our knowledge and culture.
We accept your proposition. You may remain.
Me?
Me?
Him?
This is not the first time you have journeyed here.
You remember?
Yeah, it totally sounds like
There
him.
are others among our people who would gladly return.
No, Daniel. Let me. This was my life's work. I've been hoping for another chance at this for 29 years. Please,
You just came back into my life.
I'll be back again.
Look again into the eyes of the skull.
All right, well, we'll do that.
Nick, take notes.
I will.
Just try to come get him before he turns into Ernest Littlefield and is walking around naked.
Right.
You
That
have to
friend
tell
so
me
long.
Everything.
I promise. Daniel, I am proud of you.
Oh,
Goodbye, Grandpa.
all right, Jeff. We have just watched Crystal Skull for the first time. You, my friend, get to take us through You, my friend, get to take us through your first time watch, your first journey, but perhaps not your first journey with Crystal Skulls in general. You seem to be pretty familiar with the name that he threw there at the end. That's a Codal and all that sort of stuff. Talk to us about your journey through Crystal Skull.
Well, I'm pretty excited. This is a rare moment in the history of Stargate SG-1 for the first time. Like, my reaction was kind of close. There was a crystal skull, had a message, and I said a frequency that was going to have stuff, but it had radiation instead of a frequency. But and it was pretty disruptive. The real disruption came from the Zach gun. But I'd say I got like almost 60%.
There you go.
Of this one. But yeah, I totally recognized Quetzalcoatl, the name. I know here momentarily you'll do the God breakdown on his history, but many years ago, actually a little bit before the release of this episode, I was a professional musician. I was in a band and I toured through Mexico quite a bit.
Yeah.
And spent a good chunk of time in different parts of old Mayan and Aztec bits of the country, and got to tour a lot of places. I actually got to climb on some of the ruins that are no longer, they won't let people climb on anymore because we're humans and we're sloppy and we ruin things. But
we ruin ruins.
We kind of do, but
yeah.
It's like Chichen Itza and some of the other pyramids I got to climb up, which was pretty cool, but learned a lot about Quetzalcoatl and some of the other gods. So I'm excited for your breakdown, and really what a cool idea. So what was neat in this episode for me was, frankly, it was the writing.
Yeah.
In it. Like, this was just a really well constructed episode throughout. So Daniel's phased out or whatever, and he's following everybody around, and he keeps having these almost faux conversations with people. Like, somebody will say something and he'll respond, or he'll say a thing, and the way they craft their response, it's almost like they're talking. And then at times they intersect to a point where they're like, hey, do you feel that? Is there somebody here? But it was neat because I made a note that it was so natural with him and his grandpa, just in different points throughout, that his grandpa would say something, Daniel would respond, and then his grandpa would respond again.
Yeah.
But the way they did the cadence and the timing tried to make it feel like it was just coincidence, but turns out it wasn't, because his grandpa knew all along that he was there.
Right.
During the watch, you talked about there's supposed to be a big reaction at the moment you knew that his grandpa, that Nick could hear him, and yeah, that was a big reveal. But again, I think because this episode was written as well as it was, I knew, like, it was just a comfort of oh yeah, of course sure. He can see him. That makes all of this make sense. It just fell into place. But I also just loved the way it stacked the story on top of it. So when Nick, the grandpa's talking about going there, he talks about these giant aliens that showed up, and the giant aliens saying that the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So that's the question, right? The questions are, how did Nick get there, which was never really answered, and that's okay. You don't have to answer all the questions. And what does that mean? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And so I was trying to piece that together. Well, it's got to be the Gould, but it was in 71, so like humans, Tauri aren't enemies at this point. They're not even aware. But it all came together at the end, when Tilk didn't phase out because of Junior in there. Oh, so if you can phase, if you can see Quetzalcoatl, then you're not Gould. And what we've learned pretty clearly through all this is, if you're not Gould, you're an enemy of the Gould. Not really a lot of allies out there that we've run into at this point, but
right.
That's a super fun episode. I'm not sure what Quetzalcoatl is. Sure, we might find out again in the future, some sort of a thing. It's a neat mystery. He showed up. I was like, oh, it's Jason Ironheart, which is a big first season Babylon 5 throwback. Mostly terrible episode, but those are fighting words. I get that. So there are a lot of unanswered questions in this one, that if this were an episode that took place 10 years prior and came out, awesome. Don't need any of these questions answered. It's just kind of this sci-fi-ish thing with some mythology and interesting and cool. But what we know about Stargate, while it's not serialized, there are pieces that are dropped for reasons, or not necessarily for a reason, but become a reason later on. And I think this is beautifully set up that, hey, this could literally never come up again. And we just know that Daniel has a long family history of science and discovery and archaeology and these things.
And people who are not just a family history of it, but also a family history of people that get like excommunicated from their peer groups or whatever.
Yeah,
You know,
from their peers and from society.
Yeah. They're the weird ones.
They're very othered in everywhere in what they do. Also, they're right.
Right.
There might be something to that, right? We other the people who are saying the things that aren't popular, but are actually right. But yeah, so I have a feeling like, again, if this never gets touched on again, cool, great story, interesting. But there's a lot here that can get picked up on again, and really interested to see when and if it does. Enjoyable episode. We need to, before we get to the God breakdown and the sci-fi messages, we need to update our tracking board.
Yep.
I say we count the deaths.
You think so?
I do.
Okay.
And
I mean, the whole thing has been, does Michael Shanks have a death scene or a supposed death scene? And, you know, I think what we saw him get knocked out. We saw him get knocked backwards. And it was supposed to be a question mark, but even Daniel at one point goes, am I dead?
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Yeah, and they were kind of getting ready, like we've seen it before. We're going to go back and we're going to get him. Well, I don't know if we can go back and get him. It's too much radiation. He's probably already gone and stuff. And so I think we should count it.
I like, it's been a while since we've gotten to count one, so I'm going to count one. That's going to bring us up to 7 Daniel deaths. 7 Daniel deaths through 3 seasons. So
that's wild.
There you go.
I'm curious though, when someone dies in Aztec culture or Mayan culture, because that's another thing too. Quetzalcoatl, I don't know if you'll get here, but technically it's an Aztec god, but a lot of the Central American, Mesoamerican religions actually, by the same name, have a Quetzalcoatl in there. So I'm curious. Why don't you lay some knowledge on us?
Well, let's talk about that with our God Goddess check. Quetzalcoatl, I will probably mispronounce that name numerous times, not through any trying to be rude or anything. It's a weird name for my tongue to say.
Fair.
Quetzalcoatl, he's one of the main deities of the Aztecs. Now, for people that are remotely familiar with the Mesoamerican major empires, you had the Incas, which were way down in Peru many years earlier. Then you had the Mayans, which really were prominent in the hundreds up through about like 900, shortly before 1000 AD, although they do date back to about 2000 BC.
Yeah.
So they go back pretty far, but their main empire really was about 280 to 980. And then the Aztecs actually really short time, like 1300s to 1500s, somewhere around there. Really short. Actually, I don't even think it was that long. I don't know that it spanned 100 years. Anyway, all of that being said, he really was codified during the Aztecs the final time. He is often presented as the god of the wind and the sun. He is associated with several planets. He is the protector of merchants, crafts, knowledge, and learning. He is often represented as a feathered serpent, and that's very important to the Quetzalcoatl mythos. He is thought of as the wisest of all men, and he was so important that he was one of the creator deities. And what makes him the most important here is in this case, he created mankind. Now, he actually has his roots, as Jeff pointed out just a second ago, as one of the major gods of the Mayans, although it is unknown if he was known as Quetzalcoatl back then, at least as far as I could tell. There may be somebody out there that knows more than I do, but, that's kind of what we always just say. That's who he is. However, he was so popular and so powerful in ancient Mesoamerican culture that after the fall of the Mayans in 900, the cult of the feathered serpent arose and had lots of little pockets all over the place and survived all the way to the time when the Aztecs would take over and they would re-deify him and bring him out of cult status back into major religion status, given the name, build the temples and all that sort of stuff straight to him, which is kind of neat because you think about it, he's lasted over 1,500 years through multiple cultures, right?
Yeah.
Now, perhaps a part of that is because part of his realm of protectorate, whatever, as a god, was he also was the god of the priesthood. So, if the priests die off when they go else, they're going to keep their guy going as best they could, right? I will note this, and they did note in the episode that the one pyramid was over 1 kilometer high.
Yeah.
Well, the world's largest pyramid is actually one that is dedicated to Quetzalcoatl. It is larger than the Great Pyramid out in Egypt, Khufu's Great Pyramid, which was a tomb, but out here was actually a temple worship, this pyramid over here. in Mesoamerica. I should have looked up to find out exactly how tall it was. I do not believe it was a kilometer tall. I suppose it might have been. Anyway, now, some of the mythology surrounding Quetzalcoatl I found very, very interesting, Jeff, and it may sound a bit familiar to you. I don't know how much of this you know or you're familiar with, but here are some of the things. Quetzalcoatl was a creator being existing from ancient times who was also known as the wisest of all men. Quetzalcoatl, born of a virgin. He is the son of the ultimate creator god. He is the morning star. He is the symbol of the defeater of death and resurrection himself. Well, we'll get to that in just a second, showing that it was his own blood that would bring life to mankind. Right? Now, I just want to note, this was not a salvific event. This is not a salvation event. This was just a creative one. But it would be his blood which would provide life to mankind. There was a point at which he was kind of tricked into doing stuff, but he takes on the guilt and shame of humanity. Not substitutionally, it's just like he experiences it and takes on all this guilt and shame. The guilt and sin of mankind he takes on, and he winds up sacrificing himself by setting himself on fire like he's Byron. And sorry, I just
not as lame as the actual Jesus Messiah, not a Byron one.
But he does it for the guilt that he feels, and out of the fire he rises from the ashes like a phoenix. He resurrects himself. Also, he gave us chocolate.
Yep. Yeah, he did.
He gave us chocolate. Later on, when the Spanish conquistador Hernan Cortez arrived on the shores of Mexico in 1519, the leaders thought him to be Quetzalcoatl reincarnated. However, for those of you who have heard that before, this claim has since been refuted by many historians, saying that was an apocryphal thing that was later added about 50 years after the events themselves, that nobody really thought he was Quetzalcoatl. This was just part of their, to the victors who write history, and sometimes they fluff it a little bit, right? So anyway, that's Quetzalcoatl. That's like, for a guy who appeared and had, what do you have, Jeff? 3 minutes of screen time there at the very end. And barely spoke. We didn't know anything about him. Just a cool god, like, who, like I said, really lasted through multiple eras and multiple times and multiple cultures, and just had a lot of staying power, and a lot of very familiar sounding mythology to me.
I think to a lot of people, especially in the Western world.
Right. Which this is not the place to have that discussion, but I definitely think it begs a lot of questions about how all that works. So
a lot of them honestly have been answered. Like I said, so in my experience, I have not a lot of experience, but more experience than I think a lot of people maybe in the United States and stuff have. But Quetzalcoatl specifically is known in Mayan culture as Kukulkan, or more specifically as Kukulkan. There's some differences, but the mythology is pretty much the same. One of the really cool things that the Yucatan Mayans did, in the ruins at Chichen Itza, is they call it the Red Room. I think it's called the Red Room, and then there's Chichen Itza itself. But things line up to the summer and winter solstice with astronomic precision. That in the room at the solstice, it literally, like, the light shines through everything and hits a point on the. It's just mathematically incredible that it happened. But the way that the pyramid, Chichen Itza, and what's remarkable or to be noted in the Mesoamerican pyramids is they're stepped or steeped or whatever, as opposed to the kind of flat that we see on the Egyptian pyramids. But when the sun comes up, I think when it comes up it was down on the summer solstice and up on the winter solstice, Kukulkan, the feathered serpent, appears to climb up and down the stairs.
Yeah.
So he's here and he's with us, and then he left and he goes back in the winter. And it really is a life and death allegory of it. Come down and provide life as the sun and the harvest, and then I want to leave, freezes over, and everything goes. An interesting thing about the Mayan culture itself, and that ties to some of the mythology around Kukulkan and Quetzalcoatl, is they just disappeared. Yeah. Like with the Aztec, Aztec are, they were one of the more recent of the tribes and the cultures that were there, and it was the Spanish coming to, started the colonization, conquest, pick your term. That ended their reign. But the Mayans, there's no record. They just one day were all mostly gone, and there's legend, myth, and that's still talked about in those areas, that they were in touch with aliens essentially, or higher beings or something like that, and they came and picked them up. They were just like, okay, you reached everything you can accomplish on this planet. Now you can come and live with us where we are. Very fascinating stuff. It's cool that they're going there with this, especially making Quetzalcoatl different than the Goa'uld gods that we've seen. I think that's really remarkable.
Right. I love that you know all that. Like there's so much that I like thinned down because but
There's so
I
much.
dude, you're getting into that, man. I
Yeah.
love that. That's awesome.
I was so fascinated with it. The first time I went there was a tourist activity. I went down and we toured the ruins, and I was just blown away with the whole thing. Mel Gibson did that movie. What was it called?
I know what you're talking about. I watched it. It's so good.
It was so well
good.
done.
Oh my gosh, what's the name of that movie?
Either way,
Yeah.
everybody knows. You can look it up,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I forget exactly I forget it was Aztec or who it was that he showed in that one, but it was a really accurate portrayal of just how they saw the gods and just frankly the bloodshed and the stuff.
Apocalypto.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember when we toured Chichen Itza and then some of the other other ruins like at Tulum and some of the other places, but they have like these sports fields that are set up, and there's these little like circles that are vertical, not like it's like basketball but vertical instead of so you got to get it through the hoop instead of down into the hoop. And you're like, oh, so they played ball? They're like, actually, yeah, but they played it with the severed heads of their sacrificial offerings. So a very different culture than what we're accustomed to these days. Excellent God breakdown, Brent. Thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
More talking from Brent on this one. I'm excited. What sci-fi messages do you have?
Well, before I get there, I just want to note, you noted Teal'c is getting chubbier through his face and stuff. And I also just want to point out that, and I think these two are connected. Like I think if you put them on a graph, they're going to plot together, at least for the time being. The chubbier Teal'c's face gets, the faster Daniel talks.
Really?
Start noticing it.
Okay.
He's just and the man must have like full page monologues that he delivers like that. Like it's crazy. He's just all the way through. It's so funny. And
He all
it's
just hopped up on the donuts. And he's like,
yeah. And you know what? Here's the thing. Chris Judge can kick back on the donuts. Michael Shanks doesn't get smaller scripts. He doesn't get less exposition to go through. Anyway, messages. We're here to talk about messages. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm watching this for. Here's the thing. I'm going to take it through the litmus test. Okay, did we hold up a mirror to society here? Not really. I mean, you might. Are we talking about hope for things being better in the future? Not really. Are we talking about how to be better human beings? I think we can zone in on this particular one. Specifically, just this concept. Family is family. Be good family to each other. There is a special bond, and we see it in this particular episode, a special bond between grandparent and grandchild. And really it is a shame. And I know lots of our listeners out there have had familial issues or they've had familiar losses. But it is a shame when this particular relationship can get strained for one reason or another, because it really, I know for my own self, I had a phenomenal relationship with all my grandparents.
Yeah.
And I think you just see that. And I can tell there is something special between my kids and their grandparents that is different from my relationship with my kids, and like, I want that. And I want to encourage that because it's just different, I'm not going to get into the whole thing about forgiveness, but I will tell you, I think Nick had the perfect apology to Daniel. I mean, it was textbook all the way. And, if you guys want to go see a bigger discussion on that, I invite you to go check out our episode on the very long night of Londo Mollari from season 5 of Babylon 5. Jeff and I really dug into it there. We dug into it on a few other episodes as well, but that one specifically, I think we kind of zoned it in.
Encapsulated it well.
Yeah. And the last thing I think that this really shows us is children need to hear the words, "I'm proud of you." And it doesn't matter how old they are. They also need to hear words like, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter how old they are. To hear that from your grandparent, to hear that from your parent, an aunt and uncle, an older relative is so important. Is just so important. This was a great relationship that had fractured over something stupid. And frankly, if Daniel hadn't gotten lost on Abydos, like they would have had contention, but Daniel would have still gone back to see him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, he kicked me out last time. You don't want to see me ever again. I was like, no, he absolutely did. And you would have gone back to see him. Like, it's just a shame he couldn't be told where his grandson was for the last 2 years and just thought he hated him,
Yeah.
So anyway, where do we go as far as how do we rate this? Well, that's a hard question.
It is.
We're going on a scale of 7 chevrons. And the question is how strong is the message, right? And we usually throw some sort of thing about was it intentional or was it not? I do think there were certainly some intentional things. Like, let's show what Daniel's relationship is like with his grandfather. And it's a fractured relationship. It needs some healing, but they're there. Here's how we think parent-grandparent relationship should work. So I do think there was probably some intentionality there. Was it the point of the episode, though? No. Were we able to pick it up from auxiliary pieces to the episode? Yeah. Was it really the thrust of the episode, or was this just really the adventure of the Crystal Skull? Yeah, I think it was just the adventure of the Crystal Skull. Jeff, I'm going to give this one 2 chevrons.
2 chevrons.
2 chevrons. I don't think it was super strong. If you want to stump for more, I'm happy to hear it, but it was there. I will give it just to say it was there within the context of the show without being so at you over the head with it.
I think it was definitely an intention of the writing for it. I was thinking 3 myself if I was doing it, but I think what really would make me comfortable with that too is you can take all that stuff out of this episode and it makes no impact on the episode itself. You can just be like, oh yeah, my grandpa and I had a strained relationship and now we're here. And
well, here's a question, Jeff. Okay, let's say you do take all that out. How many minutes short is the episode now?
Not a lot.
1-ish.
2? Yeah.
Like, I mean, so we go there. Now, here's the fortunate thing. Whether we say 2 chevrons, 3 chevrons, 12 chevrons, like, what really matters is the message, not the number of chevrons. The number of chevrons is just something fun that I'm just sort of assigning to it. But you know what really particular matters? Now, this one counts more than anything else. It's where this episode gets placed on the 100% completely immutable definitive ranking of season 3 of Stargate SG-1, which, Jeff, my friend, you are the one who gets to place that there. Now, we're here at the end. We've got a whole list of these stinking freaking episodes. You know what I mean? Like, they're all here. So how do we do this? Where do we go? Am I going to read the whole list? I'm going to read all 19 entries that we have so far because we had 2 of them that were combined. I'm just going to go with the top 5.
Cool.
I don't know where it's going to land for you, Jeff, but our current top 5, number 5 is Pretense, 4 is Shades of Grey, 3 is Fair Game, 2 is Forever and a Day, and the first, number 1, the double episode, Joel and Ours Memories and Devil You Know. Jeff, where does Crystal Skull fall into our ranking for season 3?
This is a good episode, like I said, and it was the writing that really separated it from a lot of the other episodes on here. This one's going to fall just outside of the top 10. And where I'm looking right now is really, ironically, is in the neighborhood of Legacy, right? Which was another very Daniel-centric and misunderstood, sort of a piece. I like that one quite a bit. It was our last, look at Michello and that we've had so far, and all that was good. This one, I think, planted a lot of seeds that could be picked up moving forward. And again, just like, I don't know, had a lot of really cool stuff in it. I am going to place this one just above Legacy as the new number 12.
I don't fully disagree with that. Although I do like Legacy, I think a lot better than what you're putting on here. That's Brent's personal opinion of it. Daniel going crazy is always a fun time to me. But,
great episode.
I will tell you, this is one of those episodes for me is a great, if I just need 45 minutes with Stargate and I want to watch something,
boom,
this is an episode I throw on.
Yeah, a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It's fun. It's not super heavy, but it's not just slapstick comedy either. I enjoy it.
Ergo.
Yeah. I love Ergo. It's so good. So good.
And I'm almost looking at it being like,
that is Ergo.
Legacy.
Ergo is the criminally low rated one that you have here. You're wrong for that one.
I just think of swapping it with Legacy, moving it to 13.
Hey, Jeff, come here.
Yeah, what's up, Brent?
Come here.
Oh God, that was really good internet connection.
It's that high speed stuff, man. All right, Jeff. Well, hey, listen, that's going to do it for us this week on Crystal Skull. We're all done here. Next time, Jeff, we've hit it. We are at the end. This is the final episode, which means two-parter time. We're doing a two-parter next time. We're going to combine the end of season 3 into the beginning of season 4. Jeff, can you believe you're this far?
I know.
Into the show. Name of the 2 episodes, closing out season 3 with an episode called Nemesis, and starting season 4 with an episode called Small Victories. I'll give you a moment to think those through, but give us a prediction. Just pull something out of the air and let us know. What do you think it might be about? Nemesis and Small Victories.
The Nemesis is Apophis, right? So it's going to be an Apophis-focused thing. Small Victories.
Because no matter how many times he dies,
he's the Daniel Jackson of Gould dying.
Well, when you have a sarcophagus, you can just sort of pretty much do whatever you want.
Kind of helps a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be a Apophis thing, but it's not going to be the end of that story. Small victories. It's kind of, in fact, I think that's going to be an Apophis thing. They will suffer some pretty serious losses. No main characters dying or anything like that, but maybe part of the Cheyenne Mountain facilities destroyed or something like that. Maybe one of the Stargates or something like that gets taken out. But some big thing, but they have some small victories that they're able to build from. So this is just really going to ramp up that whole thing.
Well, you're a good guesser, Jeff.
Sure.
You're a good guesser. All right, well, we will see if Jeff is right here next time on Stargate SG-1 for the first time. Hey, listen, thanks so much for joining us this week. Don't forget, subscribe wherever you get your podcast, wherever you get your YouTube stuff, wherever you get your whatever, however you're consuming this whole thing. Please be sure to subscribe. Leave us a rating and review wherever you are. Hey, if you want more content from what Jeff and I have going on out here, gosh, Jeff, we have so much going on these days. And there are ways you can hang out with Jeff and I, like ways that you can connect with us. You can check that out over on our Patreon page at patreon.com/Bye Nerds. And the biggest thing you can do for us, if you like what you're seeing here, or even if you don't like what you're seeing here, the best thing you can do for us is share this show with someone who who does love Stargate. Or somebody who loves to laugh at people who think they like Stargate. Whatever the reason is, just share the show. That's all I'm trying to say. Share the show with somebody that who likes Stargate, or somebody who, like Jeff over there, needs to get into this series for the first time. So until next time, folks, I'm going to get out of here. My name's Brent. That's Jeff.
Hey, Brent.
Oh my gosh. Yes, Jeff. What's up?
Oh my gosh, me on this. Listen, I just want to say, man, I'm really proud of you.
Hey, Grandpa. That is a heck of an outro.
Thanks. It's got a big... Right? Yeah.
I lost my headphones.
Knocked it right off.
Don't talk. I can't hear you. I have no idea what you're saying right now.
And say all the best things.
That actually might be good.
Right? And that one time when he took him off and then, oh, hey, it's sorry. Didn't say anything. Yeah, nothing.
Saying nice things, right?
Always.
Yeah.
Nothing but.
Yeah, sure
Nothing but.
Sure you are. So, okay, I just want to check, because you've referenced this a few times. I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this is yes, but you keep talking about Tilt getting chubbier.
Yeah.
Why do you, have I said something about that to you before?
No.
No, you're just noticing he's getting chubbier.
It's getting distractingly noticeable.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it 2 weeks ago? I think it was 2. I'm just like,
what?
And even from there, it's just like,
yeah. Okay. There is actually a video, and I'll show it to you when we get towards the end. There is a video that is basically like a time lapse of Chris Judge's face over the course of Stargate SG-1. And it's something else. Cause you just see him it's weird. he goes through changes over the years.
For our viewers who've been with us for a long time, they know that I, like Chris Judge, tend to carry a lot of my weight in my face.
Oh yeah.
Right. And so like, gosh, I remember going back and looking at some of the Babylon 5 stuff we did forever ago. And I'm like, oh my God, look at that. I thought I looked good. But I looked
well,
great,
I think it tends to coincide with how much of a beard you have going on.
Well, there's that, like, getting the right everything. But there's just some people, like we all, when we gain or lose weight, we do it in different places.
Places
And I think
in your body, yeah.
Chris Judge is a person. I am one of those people that it happens to be up in the face first. And that's really, it's awesome when you're losing weight because people notice really like, oh my God, you look really good. And I go, well, thanks. My gut's still
I could
there.
really tell it in your face. How big was my head?
Yeah. Well, like I was saying, just go look at some old thumbnails. And you're like, oh my God, it was that big. For Chris Judge, he's got a video apparently that shows.
Well, it's if I recall correctly, it's a special feature on one of the DVDs of him talking.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and he's talking. He's like, basically, I was hitting the craft service table like really hard during this time, and he started seeing these pictures of himself, and he's like, whoa. So like he starts cutting back like a lot. So I would love to show you that video now, but it would dive too far into the spoilers that there are things that are coming that I want to save for you. I wouldn't say spoiler as much as just I want to save the surprise for when it comes. So
like when they have the mirror episode and he has the goatee kind of stuff.
Sure.
It's as they all do. And
yeah.
When he pries the prime
Thing
signal out of his head.
Face. Yeah.
Can't see that stuff yet.
Hey, Club 65, you guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. If you haven't seen that video, you can YouTube it. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. I haven't YouTubed it in a while. I'm positive it's on special features of the DVDs. If you guys have those out there, you can check them out.
Here in a few years, we'll probably do a reaction to it. So
we will definitely watch it at some point. At some point. Probably before the end of the show. Like there'll come a point when like, okay, you've seen all the Chris Judge
stuff
era. Well, here it is.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll probably do that then. But anyway, 65, we're gonna get out of here. You guys are amazing. And thank you guys so much for your extra support here, sticking around all the way to the very end. Drop 65 down in the comments. Let us know that you're here. And remember, the first rule of Club 65 is don't talk about Club 65 outside of Club 65. Don't tell anybody how to get here or what it is.